You think billionaires can buy anything, right? Private jets, pocket change, islands, no problem. But there's one thing even their bank accounts can't touch. Some cars. Yeah, there's cars out there that are so rare, so off limits that not even the richest people on earth can get their hands on them. And today we're talking about those cars, the untouchables. Let's see them one by one. 1. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Ollenhot Coupe. This car isn't just rare, it's almost untouchable. Only 2 of these vehicles were ever made. That's right, 2 in the whole world. Mercedes built them in 1955 and they weren't meant for regular people. One stayed in the company's museum for decades. The other, it sold quietly in 2022 for a crazy $142.7 million. That made it the most expensive car ever sold. But even that buyer had rules. They had to agree not to drive it around and show it publicly. The car is named after Rudolf Ollenhot, who helped design it. And back then it hit 180 miles per hour, which was wild for the 50s. This isn't the kind of car you see at a dealership. Even if you're a billionaire, you probably won't get close to it. It's not just about money, it's about history, and Mercedes isn't letting go. 2. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. This car is a legend. The 62 Ferrari 250 GTO is one of the most famous cars ever built. And guess what? Ferrari only made 36. That's why they're worth so much. One sold for $70 million in 2018, but here's the thing. These cars rarely go for sale, and when they do, they're not on the regular market. Most of the owners know each other. It's a private club. Even if you have all the money in the world, they won't just sell to anyone. You need the right connections. You need to be trusted. These cars can be raced, restored, and kept like treasures. These aren't just vehicles, they're pieces of history. So if you're dreaming about buying one, good luck. Being rich doesn't mean you'll get a chance. That's how exclusive it is. 3. Bugatti La Voiture Noire. This one looks like it belongs in a superhero movie. The Bugatti La Voiture Noire is a sleek, dark, and insanely powerful vehicle. And guess what? There's only one. Bugatti built it for a private buyer and sold it for around $18.7 million. It's the most expensive brand new car ever sold, and no, you can't have one. Bugatti already said that they won't make another. It was made as a tribute to an old classic model, the Type 57 SC Atlantic. This design is bold and futuristic. Under the hood, it's a beast, but none of that matters if you're trying to buy one now. It's gone, and the only person who owns it hasn't said a word. No photos or interviews. So unless that person decides to sell, the car is out of reach, billionaire or not. 4. Rolls-Royce Sweptail. This car is pure luxury, but don't bother looking for it, you can't buy it. The Rolls-Royce Sweptail is made for just one person, just one. They asked Rolls-Royce to build it just for them, and the company said yes. It took almost 5 years to finish. Everything in the car was designed the way the owner wanted. The shape, the wood, the leather, everything in the car is one of a kind. The price, $13 million. But even if you have more money than that, you still can't get one. Rolls-Royce isn't making another, and the person who owns it hasn't said anything about selling. This isn't just about a car, it's a private work of art. So if you ever see one like it, take a photo. It might be the last time you see it. 5. Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. Pagani doesn't build cars like everyone else. They build dreams on wheels, and the Zonda HP Barchetta is one of the rarest. Only 3 were ever made. That's it, just 3. One of them is owned by Horatio Pagani himself, the founder of the company. The other 2 sold. You can't order one. You can't even join a wait list. The cars were never really for sale. You had to be chosen, trusted, and part of a very small group. And if you somehow found someone selling one, get ready to pay way more than original price. These cars are fast, beautiful, and insanely rare. Even billionaires can't just show up and buy one. It's about access, not cash. 6. Ferrari 250 LM. This one is old but gold. The Ferrari 250 LM was built in the 60s. Only 32 were made, and one of them made history. It won the 24-hour of Le Mans race in 1965. That made it even more valuable. In 2023, the same car was sold at auction for around $29 million. But before that, it sat in a museum for over 50 years. That's how special it was. These cars are not sitting in garages waiting for a buyer. They're in museums, private collections, and race history books. Owning one isn't about being rich, it's about having something that's basically a treasure. And if someone does sell one, there's usually a long list of collectors waiting. So yeah, having $1 billion won't help much. 7. 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196R. This car is a legend of racing. The 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196R wasn't built for the streets. It was made to win, and it did, big time. The car was driven by racing greats like Juan Manuel Fangio and Sterling Moss. It was fast, sleek, and way ahead of its time. One of these cars was sold at auction in 2013 for around $29.6 million. But here's the thing, there aren't many left, and most of them are locked away in museums or private collections. You won't see them parked outside a mansion. This isn't the type of car you buy on a whim. Even billionaires have to wait, hope, and wish someone decides to sell. Most won't. It's a piece of racing history, and when a car becomes a part of history, it usually stays there. 8. 1962 Ferrari 330 LM 250 GTO. Here's another Ferrari that's almost impossible to buy. The 1962 Ferrari 330 LM is also known as a 250 GTO, but with a bigger engine. It's the only kind of the Ferraris that are raced as a factory car. That makes them incredibly rare, and in the world of car collectors, rare means expensive. In 2023, one sold for $51.7 million. Crazy, right? But for collectors, it's a dream come true. The car is beautiful, fast, and has a deep racing legacy. But again, don't get your hopes up. These cars don't show up on websites or auctions often. And when they do, they'd already surround with buyers with connections. Being rich helps, but in this case, being part of the Ferrari circle matters more. 9. 1962 Ferrari 250O GTO by Scaglietti. Yeah, we're talking about GTOs because each one is a unicorn. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO is designed by Scaglietti and another ultra-rare beauty. In 2018, one sold for $48.4 million at a classic car auction, and that was actually considered a good deal. That particular car had a solid racing record. It was also in amazing shape. That's a big deal when it comes to old cars, but here's the problem, almost all of them are in loving hands. The owners know what they have and they're not in a rush to sell. And if they ever do, they usually sell to someone they already know. You won't find this car sitting in a showroom, you won't even win it in a bid war. Even billionaires have to wait their turn. 10. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Yeah, one more GTO, but this one has a name. Chassis 3851 GT. Ferrari people know it well. It's one of the most famous 250 GTOs ever. It was built in '62, raced hard, and even survived a serious crash that killed its driver, Henry O'Reilly. After that, it was rebuilt and went on to have a long racing career. In 2014, it was sold by Bonhams for $38 million. At that time, that was the most anyone had ever paid for a car at auction. It's worth even more today, but good luck finding it. These cars don't trade hands like stocks. They sit quietly in private garages or museums, rarely moving. Owning one is like owning the Mona Lisa of cars. If you want it, being rich isn't enough. You need history, connections, and probably a little magic. So what do all these cars have in common? They're rare, they're historic, and they're off the market. You could have $1 billion in your bank account, but that won't guarantee you a seat behind the wheel of any of these. These cars don't just belong to the wealthy, they belong to a world of collectors, racers, designers, and dreamers. A world that values story over status, legacy over luxury. Sometimes the most expensive things on earth aren't for sale at all, and maybe that's what makes them truly special.